Very good morning to one and all dear participants. This is the fifth day of this short-term training program entitled on Artificial Intelligence and 5G Communication Technology. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome Dr. Sanjeev Yadav from Government Engineering College Ajmer as eminent speaker for this session. Welcome you sir and very good morning. Dr. Sanjeev Yadav is
Thank you, ma'am.
currently Dr. Sanjeev Yadav is currently working as head of the department in Electronics and Communication Engineering, Government Women's Engineering College Ajmer. He has been working at Government Women's Engineering College Ajmer since 2012 and having more than 10 years of experience. He obtained his PhD degree in the year of 2018 and MTech in the year of 2010 from MNIT Jaipur. He completed his BTech degree in the year of 2007 from UP Technical University, Lucknow. He is senior member of IEEE and lifetime member of IETE. He is secretary of IEEE Rajasthan subsection and secretary of IEEE Antenna and Propagation chapter, Delhi section for year 2019 and 2020. He has also served as treasurer of IEEE Rajasthan subsection in the year of 2019. He is the author of IEEE transaction papers in IEEE transaction in electromagnetic compatibility. He has authored more than 130 research papers in various conferences and journals. He is also the author of one research book published by international publisher. He has organized many international and national conferences and many technical events also. He has been awarded by Research Fellowship Award at IIT Delhi for two consecutive years 2017 and 2018. His area of interest includes antenna, frequency selective surfaces, and microwave also. So it's our honor to have you as eminent speaker for today's session. Welcome you, sir, and over to you.
Okay, thank you, Payal ma'am, for such a nice introduction. I would like to thank Garima ma'am, Payal ma'am, and Poornima College for just giving this opportunity to speak in front of you, all the speakers in this AICT sponsored 5-day program on AI. Okay, I have gone your complete schedule. In the schedule, there is so many things about the antennas, your communication, your artificial intelligence, all you people are going. Now, I have a little bit different topic from that because for all these things, we need the wireless connectivity. In the communication part, if we go for the communication, for the wireless communication, we need the antenna. And you people know about everything about the antenna. But there are some adverse effect of these communication, mobile communication, or we can say that the microwave signals which we are getting from all over the world. In this field, Professor Girish Kumar of IIT Bombay has worked extensive. Am I audible?
Yeah, Sanjeev.
Okay, okay. Okay, there, as you all have seen the mobile towers here at your place or while going from office to home at all the places you have seen the mobile towers. And you know the effect of mobile towers is like the headache. You people are getting joint pains. You are getting that body heating problems. Some pregnancy problems are there. Some headache are there. Alzheimer is there. All these things nowadays is continuously happening with all the peoples because of these microwave signals. But this telecom industry is not ready to listen that this is due to these microwave signals. They are saying there may be some of the effect, but not as much as we are telling. So I have collected so much of data regarding this. All the data has been taken from the internet and which is freely available. You can also search and get all these data in the internet. And this is my disclaimer. Now I start my talk. We have seen that we are starting from the, as we are in the communication part, then we are starting from the hertz, then going towards the kilohertz, then megahertz, gigahertz, terahertz, as you can see here in this electromagnetic spectrum. This way we are working, and these are some of the devices which are working on those frequencies, as the transmission line that is working on the hertz, your mobile phone some megahertz, that is your computer, mobile phone, wi-fi, and some of the gigahertz, then terahertz, all these things are there. They are basically, the radiation is of two types. One is ionizing radiation and second one is non-ionizing. Here in the right hand part of the visual part, that is the ionization radiation, and in the left part that is non-ionizing. But if we are here for a larger time, then it is affecting us. Here in the right hand side part, it is affecting for a very small time. In the x-rays, you cannot be stand for more time because it is harmful. Similarly, for a gamma rays, they are very harmful for our body. Similarly, UV are very harmful for our body. So these all are the ionizing radiation, and which are very harmful for our body. All these are non-ionizing radiation. These are harmful, but if they are we are exposed continuously to these. Our mobile phones come somewhere in between the megahertz and gigahertz, you can see here. And all the wireless devices, they are coming from here to here, you can see it. Now there is some statistics of cell phone and mobile towers. The population of India is more than 1.3 billion. We are having mobile towers that is more than 7 lakhs, as well as we are having the mobile subscribers more than 120 billion. Now you can assume that 1.3 billion population is having 120 billion of mobile phones. This is the statistics of last year. Now you can assume now this statistics has been increased because we all are having at least one mobile phone. Some people are using two mobile phones, some people are using three mobile phones. So now we get into the electromagnetic radiations. All these devices which I have shown in the previous figures in the electromagnetic spectrums, they all are radiating the signals. All those signals which we can't see, those are the electromagnetic signals. The radiation is emitted from the cell phones, from the cell phone towers, from the Wi-Fi, TV, FM towers, micro signals. All have seen in the books that these are the electromagnetic radiations, and they are causing health hazards on human, animals, birds, plants, and environments. But all the devices which we are using at our home, all the electronic appliances, they are radiating some of the signals which we have not studied in our books, reference books. Now I'm going to tell about these are the some devices, how much radiation they are generating. The National Council on Radiation Protection declared that only 2 milligauss is the maximum amount of electromagnetic radiation that the human body can handle at any one exposure. Means we can handle only 2 milligauss of the radiation, electromagnetic radiation. But we can see here the computers which we are using, that is radiating up to 5 milligauss. Hair dryers that are radiating 25 milligauss. Airplanes, they are radiating 50 milligauss. Appliances like microwave oven, televisions, all these appliances, they are radiating up to 100 milligauss. And the blenders which we are using at our kitchen, that is radiating up to 220 milligauss. Now you compare these 220 milligauss to this 2 milligauss. This is the threshold value. Means 2 milligauss is the threshold value, and we are getting the radiation from the home appliances that is so much higher than of these values. Now we didn't compare about the electromagnetic radiation which are coming from the mobile phone, which are coming from the mobile towers, all these things. These are the non uh, wireless. These are the wired things which we are using at our daily uses. Now it comes to the mobile phones or the wireless devices. These wireless devices are some of the Bluetooth devices, wireless keyboards, DAC cordless phones, baby monitors, walkie-talkie. All these devices which are wireless, they are radiating. They all involve in the electromagnetic waves in the radio and microwave part of the spectrum. Somewhere they settle on those spectrum part. The basic concept behind this radiation part, this is harmful when it is absorbed by our body. If it is not absorbed by our body, then it is very less harmful. Mobile phones, it is emitting only a single watt or 2 watt, so its little power is making the experiment difficult. That's why these telecom people, they are taking the advantage of these. Like these mobile phones are emitting only few watt of power, so how it can be harmful? And similarly, we can see that the microwave ovens, they are emitting 100 watts of power, so it is making the experiment easy. That's why we are saying that the microwave is generating so much of energy and it's harmful. The food which is cooked inside the microwave oven is too harmful. I have one example regarding this. You are cooking the food at the gas. You are boiling the water at 100 degrees. You put the gas oven at full. At that time, what will happen? Your water will evaporate within minutes. But if you rotate the knob at the same part, at that time the water start boiling slowly, 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 slowly. But within the hours, it will become, the water will also evaporate. Here, when the gas is at full part, at that time means the energy which is getting by the water, that is too high, and it is for the small time. But similarly, very small energy part which is there absorbed by the water, which is absorbed by the water, it is very large. But as the time is increasing, the energy is absorbed by the water and is water gets evaporated. So we can say that similarly the mobile phones, they are giving us very small energy, but that is being given 24 hours continuously, because our mobile phone is on 24 hours, and the microwave oven we are using only for a few minutes. Here we can say that in this picture, that the energy is received from your mobile phones as well as from the mobile stations. We can see that this part, which is getting red, because of the radiations which we are getting from the mobile phone as well as the mobile towers. Other radiations, they are going out, which are not harmful, but the radiation which energy is incident at our head part, that is becoming harmful. Yeah, in this figure you can see that there is two type of heating is shown: the sun heating and microwave heating. The sun heating is there, which is outside to inside heating, means we are getting the heat from the sun. Our body outer temperature is getting higher and higher, and skin is heating, then the sweating is happening there. But through these microwave signals, it has been absorbed because we can't see it, we can't feel it, but that signals are being absorbed by our body, and it's starting heating the internal body liquid, because human body is made up of more than 75% of the liquid, and that liquid part starts vibrating, and as well as so due to the vibration the heating is there, and due to that heating the heat is entrapped, that is trapped inside the body. This is the difference between the sun heating and microwave heating. Here we are not getting the sweating to maintain the temperature. Here we are getting the sweating to maintain the temperature. That's why it is said that the microwave heating is harmful. Now, one another example of this, we can see that the example of light, as I have given you the example of the gas here, similar example is there. From 1 centimeter, we are putting our hand with a 20 watt of source. 20 watt is absorbed in our hand. You can see there the hand is very, very close to the light. Intensity is 8,000 watts per square meter and SAR will be 200 watts per kilogram. Now, if I move the hand away little bit, that is from 1 centimeter to the 10 centimeter, and same source is there, then only the 1/10 of the energy is absorbed by the hand, and its intensity will be only 200 watts per square meter. That is from the decrease from the 8,000 to 200 by using only 10 centimeter difference. Now again, what I do, I am doing 1 meter from the source. Source is same, hand is same, only we have increased the distance. From there, we are absorbing this much of power, only 0.02. That is, we can say that the 100% less than that of the previous power from 10 meter to 100 meter, 1 meter. Then the intensity is only 5 watts per square meter, which was initially 200 and before that it was 8,000, and the SAR will become zero point 0.2 watt. Now you compare, you are talking with your mobile phone, just touching your ear. Now you can say that how much power is being absorbed for how much time you are using your mobile phones. If you are putting your mobile phone 10 centimeters away, then the power is reduced from 8,000 watt to 200 watts only. If you are talking using the speakerphone, at that time the power is only 0.02 watt. So it is advisable to use the speakerphone when not so necessary. Nowadays, we are doing this experiment. We are using a mobile phones which is working like a microwave oven continuously for 24 hours. While talking with our phone, we are doing these things. Means we are putting our head inside the microwave oven because your mobile is radiating the signals continuously for 24 hours. Do you know that the microwave oven works at the same frequency at which the Bluetooth works? Can anyone tell me about what is the frequency of the microwave oven? You can write on the chat box. 2.4 gigahertz. And what is the frequency of Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, which we are using? Yeah, both are 2.45 gigahertz. Now you can assume the same frequency we are using for the microwave oven for cooking the food, as well as the same frequency we are using at our homes for using the Wi-Fi, at our offices for the Wi-Fi purpose. Same frequency is used. Only the power is less. In microwave oven, it's cooking the food within fraction of minutes. Same thing we are doing with our body. The Wi-Fi is open for 24 hours. It is generating more energy which you have generated for cooking the food within 1 minute, and it is more. Wi-Fi is open for 24 hours. At that time, it has generated more energy more than the micro oven. This thing is happening there. These are the hidden dangers of the radiation. Like our mobile phone is radiating, then our inside the body, the water molecules are vibrating, then they are making the liquid inside the body thicker and thicker. That is the main problem, causes for the so many diseases. Due to all these mobile signals, our body is getting so many diseases. in the previous times we didn't know many of the diseases, but nowadays due to this, every 10th person is getting the cancer problems, they are getting the stone problems, all these things due to our change of lifestyle of and the change of the mobile signals which we are using. Now here this is a PT scan of a human head. This is of a normal human head which looks like this. But if we expose it for the 10 minutes of the mobile call, then it looks like this. Means it is after a 10 minutes of mobile call. Now you see that the reddish part here is great, so much greater than this part. Here the greenish and bluish part is so much, but here the reddish and yellowish part is there. Means that the heat is trapped inside your head. And here you can see that the glucose metabolism in the area appears has been affected. Means inside the human head the glucose is there, that glucose is being affected because of this microwave radiation which has affected our head within the 10 minutes of a phone call. While we are talking for hours and hours, then you can assume what is the PT scan would be there. The complete thing is going to be look like red. Means so much heat is trapped inside our head. Again, ear warming. This we all have just affected. While talking with your mobile phones getting heated, and you felt sweating at the ear side, at the earlobes. Do you know that everyone has noticed the warm sensation after using the mobile phone for a long time? Do you know that the temperature of earlobe is increased by 1 degree when you use the cell phone for 20 minutes? Now assume you are talking for 1 hour, your body temperature is getting 3 degree. Similarly, you can assume how much water molecules are being affected of your body. If this we are doing for the ears, then what is going to happen? Warm sensation, then pain, then tinnitus, then which is going to affect the irreversible hearing loss. And all these effects led to the ear tumor. We are saying that we are just talking the mobile phone for 10 years, but nothing is going to happen to me till now. In the 10 years, nothing has happened. These problems are not coming in one day. It takes years. And these mobile companies, these telecom operators, they are taking the advantage of these things because all these things are going to happen at a later stage after 10 years, after 15 years like this. And also it depends on the time of phone call which we are just using. This is the standard. SAR and cell phone use time limit. The standard is there. Only we have to use 6 minutes per day. But we are using for more than 60 minutes of per day. In USA, maximum SAR limit for phone is 1.6 watt per kilogram, which is for 6 minutes. It has a safety margin for 3 to 4 times. So we can talk 6 minutes per day for 3 to 4 times means we can talk for 18 to 24 minutes per day. After a certain span of time means not continuously for 24 minutes, 6 minutes one time, 6 minutes other time, like this we can talk for 4 minutes. This information is not given to people in India. But nowadays, little bit information has been provided on your mobile phone box. There, the SAR value is there. You can check the SAR value in your mobile phones as well. we are little bit becoming smarter and checking these values. Later, initially we are just when the China phone is coming at that time, they are the worth nothing. Means they are radiating so much of their SAR value so high. They are affecting so much. But nowadays we are checking the SAR values. We are finding the phones which is having the low SAR, and as the SAR value is low, we can increase our talk time in the mobile phones. The mobile companies are also giving the warnings, but we all are ignoring those warnings. Yeah, here you can see that the BlackBerry has also given the warning in their manual. Keep the BlackBerry device at least 0.98 inches, which is 25 from your body. Means when we are talking, the mobile phone is near to body, then it is more affecting, as I shown you in the figure, that a light figure where 1 centimeter, 10 centimeter, 1 meter. Similarly, while talking, we are keeping our phone away, then it is less harmful as compared while we are just touching it with the ears. Next thing, it is also harmful for the abdomen of pregnant women and the lower abdomen of the teenagers. It is clearly written in the manual of the BlackBerry. You can also reduce the amount of time spent on calls. We all are doing this one. This is going to affect our nervous system. From the nervous system, whole body is controlled. So completely it is going to affect our body. As well as we are doing these things, which is so harmful. Means we are giving things to these Bluetooth, we are giving the mobile phones to our children to feed them, which is so harmful because the tissues of the children are very soft and micro penetrates inside the tissues. Because it is inside, the microwave produces the inside heating. As it penetrates more in the body, it is more harmful. For the teenagers or the higher age groups, the tissues are hard, so it will have a less effect as compared to the children. Now I'm going towards the biological effect of all these things. There is some of the studies which has been conducted on the microwaves starting from that 1992. That is on the occupational exposure, means the persons who are working on these all fields, like the person who is on the telecom operator, who is going to the mobile towers, all these things, the person working on the transmitting station antennas. You can see that they people are the most exposed toward these radiations because they are just working on the antenna towers, and at that towers the power level is very high. In the base stations, the power level of these electromagnetic signals are very high. The DASDAC has done so much of study in the 1992, 1994, 1994. He has done the study on the workers in TV transmitting station and medium wave broadcasting antenna. This is only on the some of the megahertz. Only this is on the gigahertz. All these frequencies are in the megahertz. So they suffered from many illnesses. In 1994, for the he has again done the study. They showed significant psychiatric signs on the people working there. Then in 1999, they have studied on the radio link technicians and other workers working. Your subject were 10 to 22 years. These type of problems were there. They are getting fatigue, they are getting the headache, irritability, loss of appetite, sleepiness, memory difficultness, all these things. All these things are which we cannot find in the pathology. All these telecom operators are taking the advantage of these things. In 2002, the researcher at all, they have just done their study on the 5 young patients and had brain tumors and 10 years of initial occupation exposures to radar. Means the person who is working on the radar for 10 years, all they are having the brain tumors. They are working on the gigahertz range and the incubation period shortened. As well as in the 1996, the study has been done on the military personals during 15-year period, and they are working on the 150 to 3500 megahertz, means it is on the 3.5 gigahertz. At that time, they are having the brain cancer at each group. As the age is increasing, they are having the brain cancer. Now, this study is about the mobile phone exposure. There in 2010, 2011, 2013, 2014, the study has been done on the regular mobile phone users. But no increase in risk of glioma or mantigonia was observed. At increased risk of glioma in the highest exposure levels observed, but there are very less things are observed. In 2010, 11, highest exposure over there, not preferably located in the parts, means there means the glucose is being secreting some of that energies there from their tumors. In 2013, brain tumor cases from 18 to 75 years are diagnosed during 2007 to 9. Again, no conclusive evidence in association between the use of mobile phones and cordless phones. Means all these things we didn't get the evidence, but we are facing these problems. In the clinics, we are going to the doctors, they are not saying that due to the mobile phones, but we can sense it while using mobile phones or laptop for large time. We are getting the headaches. Nowadays, all the people, all the faculty members are using laptops and mobile phones continuously for taking the classes, for tutorials, for labs. In the evening time, most of the people are having the headache due to the continuously exposed to the internet as well as to the laptops. Again, here, till here, there's no conclusive evidence is there. But later, on the healthy human beings, for the 900 megahertz, means all these are the GSM frequencies there, the visual reaction time decreased, means there's effect coming started on the eyes. Then the reaction time decreased on the healthy humans. Then improvement of working memory, means their forgetfulness increases. The students are not pace attentive on their work, and their processing speed decreases. All these things are started happening after large uses of these things. How is it happening? As we have seen, there are so many mobile towers are situated along us. As we come out of our building or we go to the rooftop, within the 360-degree, we can see at least 10 towers from our rooftop. Now you can assume how much power is being radiated, and each mobile tower is having so many antennas. Nowadays, one mobile tower is equipped with near about 10 to 20 antennas. Some of this company, some of this company, some of this company, like this. Now the people they are also decreasing their cost, so they are using a single antenna tower is using all the company antennas are there. This is more affecting us. Our body is having more than 75% of water, and due to this energy, the water molecules started resonance, and due to the multiple resonance, the heating starts, and which results in boils, the liquid boils, drying up the fluids along the eyes, brain, joints, heart, abdomen. Means our body is getting heated and heated. Due to this, the liquid, the tissues gel inside the body at the joint, which is also going to heat it up. Due to all these things, there's some of the problems starts coming in our body. I will discuss like this. There are some most common complaints are there, like sleep disruption, headache. We are having the headache, concentration, forgetful memory, depression, fatigue, dizziness, visual disorders, buzzing in the head, cardiovascular problems, altered reflexes. All these things are related to the our body and due to the change in the electrical activity of the brain. And these activity change due to the electromagnetic exposure of our body, and we can say that the continuous electromagnetic exposure for a long time. Yeah, as I have told you about the effect on the children on the figure in which a child is feeding with a bottle with a mobile phone and a Bluetooth. Now, in this figure, you can see that how microwave is affecting us. Here, in the first figure, that is of adult, RF penetration on the skull of adult. Second is on the 10-year-old, and third one is on the 5-year-old. Here, you can see that it is exposed to the RF at that time. Only very little part is yellowish and very little part is reddish. But in the second figure, the yellowish part is little bit larger on a 10-year-old. Means the microwaves are penetrating more to the 10-year-old child. And again for a 5-year-old. Now we can see that the intensity of yellow as well as some part of the bottom is red, means it is going to be more harmful on the 5-year-old as compared to the first one, that is for the adult. Means RF penetration is on the 5-year-old is 75%. You can see from here it is penetrating 75% of the skull. Here it's approximately 50%. Here only 25%. Now from here we can see that the RF is so harmful for the children below 10 years of age. So we need not to give the mobile phones. We need not to use the RF signals, like we all are using Wi-Fi. So avoid Wi-Fi. Don't use the Wi-Fi at your homes. It is advisable. If you it is so compulsory or so needy, then you can only use for a certain time. When it is not in use, just close it, because it is generating the microwave power 2.45 gigahertz or 5.5 gigahertz, which frequency spectrum you are using, and it is for a long time. It is generating power so that the body liquid may heat up and harm you. It is also giving risk to the pregnant woman, continuously react within the developing embryo and increasing cells. Similar cases there in the pregnant woman, the embryo is developing and its tissues are so soft. That's why the microwave can penetrate deeper and deeper. If they can penetrate deeper, the body temperature increases, so there may be anything. There, it may cause the problem to the pregnant woman. The concern about the kids and phones. Due to this, as I told in the previous slide, it should be sound scientific reasons to monitor the use of cell phone by kids. These are some of the scientific reasons. First one is nervous system is still developing of the child. Their brain tissues is more conductive than adults. More RF penetration due to smaller size. Longer lifetime of exposure. First use typically well before 10. Mean all these things are there. Head size is smaller and the penetration is large. Both are harmful, as well as the longer lifetime of exposure, because the certain tissues are soft. So for a large time, the microwave is inside the tissues. That's why. So it is more concern about the kids. Yeah, here is one more example, which experiment which has been done on the rat. In the first figure, you can clearly see that that is the head of the rat, that's the brain of the rat, which is not exposed. But in the second been exposed only for 10 minutes. Now you can compare the figures. You can the circles. There are so many circles are there at that places. The protein leakage from the blood vessels are there. Again, due to the microwave exposure. This is on the rat. Now you can assume you are continuously exposed to this cell phone. What is the effect on your head? Because it is assumed that what is in the effect on the rat, similar effect is on the human beings. Now you can assume this much effect is there on the head of the rat. So how it is going to affect the human beings? In this figure. In the first figure, you can see that the thermographic image of the head with no exposure to harmful cell phone radiation. And in the second figure, that is after 15 minutes only, phone calls. The images have been taken through the thermographic camera, which shows how much heat is being trapped, how much the temperature has been increased. Now you can see that the nearby the ear, it is becoming red, red, and red. Red, orange means how much heat is trapped. The RF radio frequency heat or microwave is trapped inside the body, which is can cause the negative health effects on the human being. Just after the 15 minutes, it is going to happen, and we are holding our phone for 24 hours. This is the effect on the eyes. Now you can see that the good quality lenses are there. At that time, this is the normal eye, where the focus point is focused. But after the exposure with the RF, it is being exposed with the RF, then it is getting this type. Now you can see the difference. As I have shown in the first or second slide, it is going to affect the eyesight. It is going to affect the concentration. Now you can see that the ability to focus the laser beam is this way. That's why nowadays 80% of our generation is using the glasses. Prolonged exposure to microwave radiation can lead to macroscopic and microscopic damage to the lens, and part of the damage does not accumulate with time. Initially, it was said your eat vitamin A, all these things is going to heal your eyes, but due to this, because of the continuous exposure to the RF, they are not going to be healed with the time. Because again, if you are being exposed with the microwave, there is no escape from all this radiation, though that's why it is not going to be healed. And your power from 0.5, 0.25, 0.75, 1 is going to be increased either in the negative side or in the positive side. Next example of live blood cells. On the live blood cells, first one you can see there, no very low exposure is there of electromagnetic radiation or electromagnetic frequency. You can see there, they are just moving here and there, live blood cells. And in the next figure, you can see there, only after the 10 minutes of exposure, what is going to happen? They started vibrating and they are just attached to each other because of the vibration of the liquid inside the blood vessels. This that is getting heated, and after the heating, it's getting evaporated, and due to the evaporation of the water molecules, it is becoming thicker and thicker. The blood is becoming thicker. So this thing is going to happen, and this is the one of the reason of the poor circulation, waste removal, and low oxygen transport, and which causes the heart attack as well, because the heart is going towards the blood is going towards the heart, and it is purified, but it is going to be thicker, 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 and it also gives some of the blockage to the blood vessels, and again the heart problems would be there. Now, damage to the chromosomes, or we can say that the damage to the DNA. Again, there are two types of damage: indirect damage and direct damage. In indirect damage, the water molecules are getting ionized, they break and form OH free radical. As we can see that H2O is break into OH part and H part. Now these OH free radicals contain unpaired electron in the outer cells and highly reactive, and they react with DNA. Means this OH is the highly reactive and they come between the DNA. And these 75% of the radiation causes DNA damage is due to the OH free radicals. This is the indirect damage in which the H and OH is being ionized when we are at the higher radiation, high power radiation. But in the low power radiation, the DNA molecules is stuck by radiation ionized, resulting in damage here. They are damaging, not OH particle is going there, they are stuck under DNA. This is the direct damage. Yeah. As in the first part, that is indirect damage I am telling you about. This was a normal DNA. In the DNA, it is being ionized. In the B figure, it is being ionized, and after ionizing, the due to the OH particles break into the ring. Similarly, some bigger ring, all these things are going to happen. And you can also see this is a microscopic view of the chromosomes. Here you can see that there is a normal DNA and they are forming the rings. These type of rings are there, has been formed from the DNA. This way the DNA is changing. Professor Hanley, he has done so much study about the DNA and microwave exposure at levels below the current FCC exposure standard. First one, there is unexposed. Then it's look like a only a white light, white circle light. But it has been exposed to the X-ray, means very high power. At that time, you can see that that circular part is being broken into part due to the ionizing radiation. But due to the micro exposure for 2 hours and 2.45 gigahertz, means which we are saying for the Wi-Fi, for only 2 hours, the DNA is damaging and it is from circular, it is changing like a comet tail. The tail is like this one. Means slowly, within 2 hours, this is going to happen by the Wi-Fi signal only. Then you can assume you are 24 hours with the Wi-Fi signal. When damage of DNA, that rate of DNA repair, there is the possibility of retaining mutations and initiating cancer. If damage of DNA is greater than rate of DNA repaired, when the DNA is getting repaired, when there is no exposure is there. If the continuous exposure is there, then the DNA is not going to repair itself. Now the DNA is not repaired, then what is there? Initiating cancer is there. That's why this is the main problem reason why all these things are going to happen. Every third person is having any of the problem, like they are having the cancer, and we can't diagnose at the latest, starting stage. We are getting diagnosed at the latest stage. From this figure, we can see that the whole body is getting affected from these radiations. Skin, they are caught by the roots of the body, here causing skin cancer. Lung cancer we are getting the breast cancer. We are getting the infected our reproductive system because of the damage to ovaries and eggs in women, and damage to prostate and testes in men due to keeping the mobile phone in the lower pocket. Bone marrow problem is there, damage, leaking, or leukemia of aortic anemia is there. We are having the thyroid problem nowadays. We are having the stomach problem, that is damage to intestinal tract lining, and which cause nausea, vomiting, blood, and diarrhea. We are having the blood system problem, severe loss of white blood cells leaves victim more susceptible to infection. All these things, eye characteristics are there. These all, so many problems are there due to the high level of radiation, which is going to harm our body. As I saw that there are so many biological effects are there in the neurodegenerative disorders. Due to the neurodegenerative disorders, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's disease there. We are having immune system degradation. We are having tinnitus and ear damage. We are having irreversibility, infertility. It is going to affect on skin, DNA damage, increase in the cancer risk. All these effects we are going to have due to the electromagnetic radiation. And due to the large time spending on the phone calls, breakdown of blood brain barrier, it increases the risk of eye cancer, it increases the risk of ear tumor, and also increases the risk of other cancers, because we cannot stop the radiations coming from outside to your house, but we can restrict the radiation which are at inside your house by using less phones, by switch off the Wi-Fi when not in use. All these things we can do. The cell phones, they are providing the automobiles, they are creating the air pollution, and the cell phone and towers creating the radiation pollution. And what is not common? The not common part is there. The automobile industry has accepted that it is creating the air pollution, and people found solutions for that, like unleaded petrol converters, CNG, hybrid vehicles. Now the electric vehicles are also coming there, but the mobile industry is not accepting that the health problems from the cell tower radiation has been arised, and it is arising day by day. As we can see that we have the alternate of everything, but we don't have the alternate of the mobile phone nowadays. So either we have to find alternate of this mobile phone, or we have to be safe till any alternate is not found. Now there are some of the news coverage. You can see there. So many news are coming for this, the radiation effect, health, cancerous cell towers, panic party colony, all these things are there. And as initially I told you about the Professor Gibbs, his voice now?
Getting
Yes,
your
sir.
voice now.
Okay, okay. Now it's okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Okay, from here I think I have dropped it. Or I should go back slide. Or I should start from here itself.
Start from here, sir. The slide, no?
Okay, okay, okay. Okay, as in this figure, you can see that the so many towers are installed on the roofs. Now you can think of the people who are just living nearby to these buildings which are having so many of the mobile towers. The people who are living below this building, they are the safest person because the power is inversely proportional to r square. As the r distance increases, the power decreases, means, and at the r is equal to 0, the power is infinite, but the people who are living there, the radiation looks like something like this one. You can see there the people who are having installed these towers, they are safe, but their neighbors are the most affected persons. You can see here up to this way very high, which is the dark blue part, which is very high. The people living in the vicinity of the tower are so much infected. But as we move towards the 300 meters, then they are after this they are little bit safe, and after 300 meters it can be assumed they are safe. But this is not only one tower which is surrounding us. There are so many towers are there. If we are not getting, if we are away from these things, the problem again arises. We are not getting the signals of our mobile phones at our home. So the people who are living within 50 to 300 meters radius are the highly affected people, and later on they will have the ill effects of the electromagnetic radiation. And this is not only one side, this is all on the complete 360-degree. I have shown for one side, but similar cases on the 360-degree. Because of mobile tower is radiating for all the 361 antenna is radiating for 120 degree, second is next 120 degree, and third one is next 120 degree. It is going to cover the 360-degree area. This is again one case study which has been done by Professor Girish Kumar, that is in the Mumbai itself. There is a Usha Kiran building. Here the cell towers are being installed. So many cell towers are being installed, and which are facing towards the fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, and 10th floor. And 6 cancer cases has been diagnosed. Now you can assume that all these towers are facing towards this building, and the 6 cases has been diagnosed from the consecutive floors. Now you can assume that what is the effect, but still the telecom operators are not saying that this is due to their mobile towers only. Yeah, these there are some of the standards which are shown in there in the India. Before this, I will show another slide. Yeah, this is the guideline of Austrian Medical Association, which is irrespective ICNIRP, that is giving the recommendation for the exposure. For that, I again say ICNIRP. This is In India, it has been reduced on September 1, 2012 from 4,500 to 450, means one tenth of the power has been done, but still it is so much. We can see that. And the recommendation is there in the indoor, it should be zero point 0.1, and in the outdoor, it is 10. And we are having 450. Now you can assume how much power we are getting. And ICNIRP also recommended that the power which is greater than 10,000 microwatt per meter square is very far above normal. 100 to 1000, that is far above normal. This is the range within 1 microwatt, that is in the normal limits. But we are having so much of power from these mobile towers. The reason behind it is one mobile tower costing is so much high. That's why they are not planting the new mobile towers. If we decrease the power of the mobile towers, then the signals degrades, and after the signal degrades, you are not having the network on problem. So the telecom operator has to increase the number of towers in your area, and increasing the number of towers is again going to be expensive part for the telecom operators. To reduce the expenses, these telecom operators are increasing the power, and which is again going to affect us. The radiations has been taken from some of the locality. We can see that this much is radiation is there. Red part is the dark zone, means there is so much radiation, but only little bit there. Here it is very less radiation, but we can see that the most of the places the radiations are so high. And due to the radiations, we all are getting these types of things. Only due to, and we are doing this thing. This is the best picture which is going to tell you about the uses of mobile phone. By using the excessive mobile phone, we are going to kill ourselves by the radiations, by the exposure to the radiations, by the diseases caused by the electromagnetic radiations. These things we are going to do. Now there are some of the precautions which we can take so that these radiations will affect less. But we cannot stop the radiation, but we can minimize the radiation. Prefer SMS over calls. Use a hand-free set for talking, because at that time the mobile is away from your body. Hold it at the bottom, because the antennas, most of the antennas at the top of our mobile phones, and by keeping your hand, it is giving back radiations which are going again back to your head. When there is a signal strength is low, don't talk, find a place where the signal strength is higher, because at that time the power level, it is the mobile is radiating more, it is to get the signals, and we are getting the more power inside our head. Use a regular phone if possible. Don't talk for too long. And these all these are has been suggested by the popular science magazine. For this, the conclusion there only thermal effect shows high radiation hazard because there is nothing to measure all these effects in the clinics or in the laboratories. These radiations are affecting us. Only the thermal effect, so the thermographic camera or from the heating of the temp by increasing the temperature of the body, we can get these things. In addition to the continuous radiation from cell towers and cell phones, there is radiation from computers, laptop, TV, FM towers, microwave ovens, Wi-Fi, which are additive in nature, as I have also shown you in the initial slide, that all these things, all the electronic devices, they are producing more radiation than the mobile phones in the, and the limit is only 2 milligauss, but the devices are producing up to 220 milligauss, which is very, very higher than the normal threshold value. The stricter radiation norms must be enforced in India. In 2011, we have reduced to 1/10, but still it is so high because it has been continuously exposed for a larger time. And now we are moving towards the 5G, then 6G, and due to it, it is going to be the ionization radiation. And due to the ionization, it is going to be more adverse effect on the human being. That's why most of the countries are denying to use the 5G due to the health problems only. Mobile companies should not be in the denial mode and accept the radiation causes serious health problems. People around the world will carry out the research to come out with the solutions. Now, in this part, any of the queries are there? Hello, I'm getting my voice?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. If there are any queries, because I have one little bit of the second part also. First, I will take the queries and then the second part is also there. That is a little bit technical one. Yeah, there are some of the queries, I think, in the chat box.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Ravi Kumar Raila, that is, then what about online class?
So that is not relevant to this. I think suppose go to the
Yeah, that only I told that by using this continuous exposure to the mobile and so to the laptop,
मैम
that is
आपके
going
10
to
मिनट में कट
affect
ही
us.
सेशन ओवर हो रहा है ना
okay.
Sir, about the online class, just we have to be there only for 1 hour or 45 minutes. Then after that, shut down your computer and switch off your Wi-Fi. Keep away your mobile phone. Only the thing is there. In the next question, there is, see, in some of the research paper, it is mentioned that 5G will affect more on skin as penetration in the body will be less due to the smaller wavelength. Sir, can you illustrate? Yes, Sujata, there are so many things are there. The wavelength is less, but it is also going to use the sub-6 band. Sub-6 band is only on the gigahertz on up to the 6 gigahertz. At that time, the wavelength is higher than the terahertz which we are using for 27, 28 gigahertz. So both type of wavelengths are being used here. Higher wavelength, they are going to affect inside the body, and the lower wavelength, they are going to affect outside the body, that is skin. But the microwave is being trapped inside the body, and due to the trapping, the heat is being generated, and due to the heating problem, the fluid inside the body is going to reduce, which is going to give the rise problems. So many problems are there. Any other question?
I think no more queries in the chat box.
Okay.
Dear participants, any more queries from your side? Sir is open for your answers. Sir, no more queries.
Continue,
Okay.
Sanjeev,
Okay.
sir. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. For this, I have suggested one simple solution because we cannot escape from these radiations. But we can do one thing while sitting at our offices or while sitting at our home. We can create a room at our home or at our office which can, because most of the time we are either at our office or at our home. So at that time we can save us from the radiations. 8 to 10 hours we are sleeping or at our inside our home, and 7 to 8 hours we are at our office. So those 16 hours may be used to escape from the radiation. For that, I have chosen the frequency selective surfaces. Frequency selective surfaces are the periodic structures which are incorporated identical elements with some periodicity are arranged in 1D, 2D, or in the 3D. These frequency selective surfaces are also being used on your microwave oven. You have seen at your places there is a glass type things on the microwave oven from which is transparent. You can see inside how the bowl is rotating. From there, the radiations are not coming outside because it is using the frequency selective surface there. Means it is stopping the band, that is a 2.45 gigahertz, means it is used for the stopping the band. The frequency selective surface has many applications in the satellite broadcasting, hybrid radiums, electromagnetic shielding. This is what I'm suggesting. We have to shield our home or the room where we are sleeping or the office so that the desired signals, as we all know that the signals which are causing electromagnetic problems are starting from the 2.45 gigahertz, which is used for the Bluetooth, which is the mostly used everywhere, as well as 2.45 also used for the Wi-Fi, 2.45 also for the microwave oven. Before this, 900 megahertz, which we are using for the GSM, 900 and 1800 megahertz, then 1.5 gigahertz, which we are using for the GPS everywhere, which is being used. Then nowadays we are using the LTE, that is for 4G. Again, we are going for the 5G system. We are going for 3.5, 4.5 gigahertz, 5.5 gigahertz, that is for WLAN. All these signals we can stop. How we can stop? Like this one. We can create an ideal FSS walls. Like these are the electromagnetic shielding walls. In the electromagnetic shielding walls, what we can do? We can do just put it like a curtain, because we cannot shield all the walls like an anechoic chamber. You people are aware of the anechoic chamber where the antenna measurement has been done. Means that room where no electromagnetic signals can come or any of the electromagnetic can go outside. Similarly, we can create the room at our home, because most of the signals which are coming at our home or at our office, either they are from the doors or they are from the windows. From the walls they are coming, but at a very low instant, because the walls are at least 6 inches or 12 inches thick, so they may stop some of the electromagnetic signals. So we need to create an ideal FSS walls on the base of curtain or base of the papers which we can put on the screens of the window planes or at the doors, so that these signals can be stopped. Regarding this, one of my transaction papers also had been presented, has been in the IEEE transaction on electromagnetic compatibility, which is smartphone frequency shielding with pentaband stop FSS for security and electromagnetic health applications. In this paper, I have designed the pentaband stop frequency selective surface. As we can see, I have started from this only single unit, then from the single unit move towards this unit, again the combined. This is the final structure which I have designed, which I have proposed for. We can also put it on the mobile phone, so that while the talking, these signals which are coming from the mobile phones are not going to affect our body. From this band, we can see that the 1.5 gigahertz to 2.5 gigahertz, 3.5 gigahertz, all these signals are there which are being passed, are being transmitted. Yeah. From here, we can see that these are simulated results which are shown for the T mode and the TM mode. TM mode, it is shown for that we don't know how to put the structure. Either we can put in the 90-degree or we can put in the 0-degree. So that by rotating the structure, there is no effect on the signals. We can see here. For all the 5 signals are being at the same level. And from which part the signals are being generated, we can also see that from the all the signals that the 1.5 is being generated from the outer boundary. Second, 1.5 is being generated from the combination of these two. 2.5 is being from the combination of these three. So 3.5 is being generated from the combination of this one, and the 5.5 is being generated from this one. And this is the structure which has been fabricated, and this is the measurement which has been done at IIT Kanpur in the TM mode as well as done for the TE mode. And similarly, we can go for the conformal things which we can use as a curtain at our homes, from where we know that the mobile tower is in this side, so we can use the curtains at our homes so that the signals from that side will not affect our home, and the people which are living inside the home can be safe. As in the Usha Kiran building, I have shown you the mobile towers are there. If the people are using this type of curtains on that side, then the signals may degrade. But there is a drawback is also there. You cannot use your mobile phones then at your home or at your offices. These are some of the measured results for regarding this, and this is for the rotation. How we don't know that the signals are coming from 0-degree, 15-degree, 30-degree, 45-degree. By changing the angle of incidence, we can also see that the frequencies are keeping constant. Because if we put as a curtain, then it may move with air or some wind. So at that time also it should stop the signals. Okay, any queries there? I think I am about to end my time, and I should stop here. If any of the queries are there, I'm ready to take it.
Any queries from participant side? I think there is no queries from participant side.
Okay, thank you.
Dear
Thank you,
participants, the
participants.
link for the attendance is already shared in the chat box. Kindly fill the attendance for this session. And please turn on your cameras for a group photograph.
Thank you, Sanjeev sir, for this wonderful session.
Thank you, ma'am.
Sir, can you please turn on your camera for a minute? Yeah, thank you, sir. We'll meet again at sharp 11:45 for the next session. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone.